All right, what's going on, YouTube? Thank you guys so much for doubling our subs here in just a couple of days. I know some of you guys are brand new to the channel. You guys were loving the content. Don't forget to go check out the rest of the videos that I have on the YouTube. If you love that last video, all the other videos are the same. We're definitely talking to Muslims most of the time, and they say some of the craziest things. I do have a new video today. I think this one is going to be even better. We're talking about, is Allah a logical God? Is he logical or illogical? We see a lot of Muslims attacking the Trinity over and over again, especially with Christians that don't know how to explain the Trinity. And let's be honest, the Trinity is not the easiest thing to explain. But the funny thing is, as I was studying our church fathers and trying to understand the Trinity more, I started to realize that a God like Allah, a unipersonal God, is actually illogical and cannot actually exist as the creator. So I flipped the topic on them and I started asking them, how is their God logical? And they say some of the craziest things. So I have some funny conversations today on some of their answers and how to explain their God being logical. Don't forget, guys, that on my Discord every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am doing a Matthew Bible study in depth. It's free to join. Discord's free. Joining my Discord's free, and joining the Bible study is free. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Discord. If you're in another time zone where 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time doesn't work for you, no worries. We're recording it and I'm putting it on a playlist right here on YouTube so you can check it out. Don't miss out on the Bible study. Once again, guys, if you're brand new to the channel, welcome. Don't forget to go check out the other videos. If you're not brand new, thank you so much for all the support you've been giving me for the past couple of weeks. This is just the beginning. We're about to blow this thing up. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy the video. You're back, my friend. Habibi.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
What's up? Are you Muslim?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Do you think your God is illogical?
Nah.
You don't?
Yeah, and I have evidence.
You have evidence of what? What you
Of
got?
God not being illogical.
I'm not talking about just God. I'm talking about the God of the Quran.
Yeah. What do you mean? Yeah,
I'm not talking about whether you and I believe.
I can prove it. You want to prove it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So do you think the Quran is the word of God?
No.
Okay, let me tell you. Okay, this book is written 14,000 years ago, okay?
14,000 years ago? Holy crap.
No, 1,400 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now let me get to the point. In chapter 57, we know there are like 50 on the periodic table, right? Iron is the only one that does not come from Earth, okay?
Oh.
It says in chapter 57, and we sent down iron with its great might, benefits for humanity and means for Allah to prove who is willing to stand up for him and his. How can a book from 1,400 years ago talk about iron, a meteor, and it's proven by science that it came from a meteor. Iron came from a meteor.
Oh my gosh.
And where is iron located? In the middle of the crust, right?
And wow,
this verse is the 5,100 worth. Okay, that's how far iron is on the Earth's crust. How can a book from 1,400 years say that?
Maybe Satan gave him that info.
So basically, you just don't want to accept. How could you say that though? How does a book know this? Tell me.
Because Satan gave him the information.
Hey, Bear.
Yep.
I just came up just for one quick second. I'm out here being a good husband, I guess, and cutting the lawn. But I was listening to this dude, bro, and I just want to say this one thing really quick. Harun,
yeah,
you have to understand the question, bro. This doesn't your analogy of iron doesn't prove that Allah is logical. It may prove that Allah exists, but notice what Bear's rebuttal was. How do you know that Allah isn't a demon? Do you believe demons exist?
Yes, of course.
So the example you gave just proves that Allah exists, but Allah may be a demon because demons
are Allah
also
a demon. That doesn't make sense.
Listen to me, but this is your logic. You're using a verse from the Quran to not prove that Allah is logical. You're using it to prove that Allah exists. That's not the question.
Okay, you want me to pull up a verse where God talks about Satan?
Oh my God. Bro, what is wrong with y'all?
bro.
Do you,
This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. You guys are
do
trying
you
to
not?
the book.
Hold on. Do demons know things?
Of course.
Okay, this is what I'm trying to explain to you. You pulling verses up from the Quran of Gnostic knowledge or whatever, it doesn't matter. It just means that Allah exists. But Allah could be a demon. This does not prove that Allah is logical. This is what he's asking. What's wrong with you guys?
Logical? Bro, he's asking
You don't know what logical means?
No, they don't. I mean,
Never heard the word before.
you weren't here in the beginning of my stream. This is what they start doing. They don't understand. They'll use illogical to say the Trinity is illogical, but the minute it gets flipped onto their religion, they don't know what illogical means anymore.
The Quran, right?
No, I don't, bro.
What else? You want more evidence about the Big Bang?
How about this? How about I show you why Allah is illogical?
Show me.
Okay. So do you believe like love? Let's first start off with definitions so we're on the same page. Okay. So love, you would agree, is something that you do to someone else, right? You love someone.
God is all forgiving, all merciful.
I'm not asking about God. I'm just asking about love. Love is something that you do with another person, right?
What? Yeah, I guess.
Right? You can't love nothing. You got to love someone, right?
Okay.
Okay. You agree, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Allah is the most loving, correct?
Yes, 100% for sure. He loves you more 70 times more than your mother.
Okay, good. Was he eternally loving?
Of course.
Okay, good. So then before creation, who was he loving?
What? Before creation, who was he loving?
Yeah, because you said he's eternally loving, so he must have been loving someone.
Yeah, angels and everything.
I said before creation. Angels are creation.
It doesn't talk about that because God doesn't give us that information.
That's fine. So who could he be loving before creation?
Okay, that's stupid though, because look what you're saying.
You're saying what I'm asking is stupid. Hold on.
That's a secret.
Is what I'm asking stupid, or is it stupid to think he's eternally loving and there's nothing to love?
He is eternally loving.
Okay, so who is he loving? Who was he loving?
Who was he loving?
Mm-hmm.
Something, but it's
yeah.
a secret.
What was he loving? What was he loving?
It's a secret. Like it's made.
What do you mean it's a secret? Show me where you know it's a secret.
I got you. Let me pull up the words right now.
Mm-hmm. This guy said it's a secret. What the hell? All right, we got a new one, guys. It's a secret.
I mean, it still sounds like he's conceding. Like, so there was a secret person.
Yeah. So there was something else other than Allah. Yeah, that's a good point.
All right. Pull up now. Surah 74 of the Quran, entitled "The Hidden Secret," and read that. And
yeah, that's gonna tell me. That's gonna tell me that who he was loving was a secret.
No, he'll explain you why it's a secret of his. Like why he keeps some stuff secret. Why we do not know about.
I don't want to know why. I just want to know. So do you?
That's what I'm trying to say. You guys
okay, Hadun. Listen very carefully. Okay. So let me just concede. Let me concede. Hadun, relax, bro. Relax, bro. I'm not done talking.
All right.
So I'll concede and I'll say, okay, fine, it's a secret. So like what Peace was saying, if it's a secret, that means he was loving something other than himself, right?
We do not know that.
So was he loving something? So you understand that in order for him to be loving eternally, there needs to be another subject. Right? So you can't say that there was another person because you don't believe in the Trinity. You can't say that he was loving another God because there's only one God. You can't say he was. You can't say.
If you just pull up the words, you'll literally understand.
Yeah, you can't say that he was loving another piece of creation.
Chapter 74. Everyone in the chat that's like lazing right now, so go on the Quran's chapter 74, verse 1 and verse 2, and I'll explain everything.
All right, here's what it says. All right, chat, here we go. Oh, you covered up, arise and warn all. That's what you wanted me to read?
Now read 74:1. Oh, you hidden secret.
Oh, you covered up in your clothes.
74 and then 2.
Arise and warn all.
Exactly.
No way. No way.
Wait, I have a question. Are you a Christian?
Yes, bro. Oh my god, dude. This is guys, Chad, this is the verse you told me to read.
Trinity is true, because then look,
This is the verse you
technically
gave me.
Polytheistic.
Yeah, right. And what are you? Who was he loving before creation?
It's a secret. Okay.
It's a secret. It's a secret. It's a secret person. It's a secret person he was loving. He doesn't want to tell us.
It's a secret. There's no
It's a
person.
secret
No
person.
secret is
There was
Satan.
there was
That's
another
it.
God. There was another God that exists that he was secretly loving.
Have you read the Quran?
Yeah, I read the Quran. Kick rocks, bro. The hell out of here.
I guess that was a new one. That was funny.
I know. It was a secret. The hell, man. What's up? What's up?
Alright, so you're asking how's God's love logical, or what was your question? Like that you were telling people?
You're Muslim?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do agree that Allah's attribute of the most loving is eternal, right?
Yes.
So that means he was always loving?
Yes.
Okay. Who was he loving before creation?
He didn't need creation to love.
I know. I mean, if he's eternally loving, then that means he doesn't need creation to love. I already know that. That's why I'm asking. Who did he love before creation?
Nobody. He doesn't need to he doesn't need to love anybody for him to be the most loving.
So he was loving nothing?
Well, technically, yeah, he was loving nothing, but
how can you love nothing? Can you show me an example of that?
Wait, hold on. Let me just pull out my notes.
You got notes on loving on nothing?
No, because I was taking notes this whole time.
You were what?
Taking notes this whole time.
Or you were asking ChatGPT?
Well, yeah. And also
at least you're honest.
Search up things myself.
Yeah. What does ChatGPT say about it? Ask ChatGPT, is it possible to love nothing?
But that's
that's a contradiction, isn't it? Yeah, wow. So you just said a contradiction about your God. So that can't be true, right?
Well, no, loving nothing. As humans, we can't not love nothing. That's God. God's power is
God has enough power to love nothing.
He doesn't need to certainly love something.
What's love?
He's independent and he doesn't rely on anyone. So
I understand that, bro. That's why this question I'm already granting that to you. That's where this question is stemming from, his independence. So who was he loving before? How was he loving before creation?
Well, he doesn't need it. Well, you're saying how can he love something, right? When there was nothing before that, right?
Yes. So who was he loving?
God's love is a part of his perfection. He doesn't need something to love. His love is an eternal attribute. He doesn't need to love anything. I'm not gonna
brother, love is when someone
disagree with you.
In order to have love, there needs to be one that's giving the love and one receiving the love. Would you agree?
Yes, but
okay. So if there's no one receiving the love, it's not actual love.
Well,
so then he's not the most loving for eternity. He only becomes loving after creation. Right?
Yeah.
That's a problem. That means your God's created.
Not necessarily.
Yes, because you would agree that his attribute of being the most loving is within his essence, right?
Well, yeah, it's within his essence.
Okay, and his essence is eternal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so being eternal means two things. You're outside of time and you don't change, because time is the measurement of change. If you're saying that Allah has the ability to love, but it doesn't become active until after creation. That means something within his essence changed. That means your God's created. He cannot be the creator. You should leave your religion.
All right, I'm gonna give you something right now. You're a Christian, right?
Oh, you're not going to respond to what I just said?
I'm gonna give you an example, like, because this is you.
An example of change within God?
No.
What's the
Just
example?
answer the question. Are you Christian? Yes or no?
What's the example that you're going to give me?
Just answer the question, and then I'm going to give you.
I just want to make sure you're still on topic, and then I'll answer your question.
I am. It's about.
Well, you need to. It's about what?
God's love.
About God's love. Okay. Watch how I'm going to answer your questions, but we're going to go right back to this, and you're going to respond to what I just said. So go ahead.
Right.
Yes, I'm a Christian. What's the next question?
All right. So, in Acts 17:25 to.
Completely off topic. Completely off topic. Completely off topic. Go ahead. Acts 17. What? Go ahead.
Acts 17:24 to 25.
What about it?
Could you go through it?
Can you tell me what you're bringing up?
God doesn't need anything outside of himself to be God. He doesn't need anybody to.
We know this already, bro.
Okay, so why are you trying to argue with that?
Because according to that principle that God doesn't need anything, and according to Islam and how they reveal who God is through Tawhid, it shows us that he is not independent like you're claiming he is, because he depends on creation to activate his love.
No, he doesn't. That's
okay,
stupid.
Good. Nowhere. I know that's stupid. It's stupid to believe that God is eternal. So what I'm telling you is, if there's then there has to be if your religion is true, there has to be an answer to this. If he is independent and doesn't need creation to activate his love, how was his love being activated before creation? How was it eternally happening if there was no one else to love?
Okay. All right, hold on. Give me a second.
This is so crazy, guys.
All right. Listen, I understand your point, but it's kind of low-key not making sense to me.
I know, bro. I know. This is what this is what we would call.
You're kind of twisting my words, low-key.
I'm twisting your words? Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yes, kind of.
So here, this is what we would go. Just hopefully this message gets through to you. I don't know if it will, but this is what we would call a dark noose, right? Whereas you have given yourself up to this religion that it's twisted your brain, that you think that I'm the one that's not making sense, but really all I'm doing is asking you logical questions, and because the answers from your religion are not making sense, it's being projected as if I'm the one that's not making sense. It's an illusion right now. It's actually, that's what's happening to you right now.
Bro, what?
Yeah, I know. I know. Hopefully the message can get through your brain, all right? But the problem is in your belief. Your belief is the one that's not making sense. My questions are actually just getting to the root of the problem. Hopefully you can hear me in there. Can you hear me? All right, brother. Go ask ChatGPT if your God's logical, okay?
Wait. In Christianity, is God eternally is God jealous?
Jealousy is stemmed from his love, and his love is eternal.
So it's the same thing in Christianity. As you're saying to me, God's love is eternal. He, before creation, he had nobody to love.
Yes, he did. So, the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit eternally loved each other.
Okay, but what's his name? What was it, like Jesus or whatever you guys believe in, the Trinity. How was Jesus with God before he was even born? Because
he's God. We don't believe he started to exist when he was born, bro.
But that's a contradiction. It's
not a contradiction. Notice how our God can actually ground love. Right?
Notice how you have three gods.
Yeah. Notice how that's Nobody laughed. It's not even funny. But anyways,
I'm
hey,
just
see
saying
you
'cause
later,
you're-
brother. See you later. Go ask ChatGPT. Oh, here comes the troll.
Yo, man,
What's up?
why I'm a troll?
We'll find out if we're gonna be. So maybe I'm wrong.
No, man. Yeah, what's the topic, man?
You heard the topic. You were talking in the comments. Who was God loving before? Who was Allah loving before creation?
He doesn't need to actualize his attributes.
Oh, are his attributes eternal?
Yes.
Are they identical to his essence?
Are they identical to his essence? They are part of his essence. You know, they build up his essence. They're predicates to Allah.
Oh, and are those attributes, are they distinct from each other?
No, because
No.
yeah. You know why?
Okay, so they're not distinct. They're the same thing. So that means when it says in the Quran, so when it says that one of his names is the Avenger, the one who takes vengeance, that's the same as him giving mercy.
No,
That's the same thing?
It's the same. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's talking about, it's another predicates, attributes.
Are those predicates identical to each other?
No, they aren't.
Okay. So we have different things. We have different things that if we take all of these predicates that are not each other and we put them together, we have Allah.
Again?
So if we take all of these predicates that are not each other and we put them together, that's Allah. Correct?
No, man. Allah, you describe him a little bit different, man. But
would you agree that all of those predicates are Allah?
Yes.
And would you agree that all of those predicates are not each other?
Yes.
So then your God's made of parts. It's composite.
No,
Thank you.
Partialism, and that's.
I know. That's what you just affirmed. You said that every one of those predicates are Allah, and none of those predicates are identical to each other. That means that when you composite them together, you have Allah, which means that your God's made of parts. Congratulations. Your God is a Lego. Your God is a bunch of Legos.
Stay on Allah. I said your God is made of parts. All I'm saying is it's 99 attributes, predicates, names of Allah. They build up one God, oneness.
They build up one God. You're right. They build up one God. You're absolutely. Your God is built. Your God is built. Thank you. It's coming out. Your God is built. There's no way around it. But you think that you think that you saying it the way you're saying is actually making it better. You're affirming what I'm saying. Your God is built. He was put together.
Not the son. You have partialism. We don't.
All right. Okay. Well, you just no worries, brother. Well, anyways, we're gonna go around in circles. You keep saying it's not partialism. You just thank you so much for the clip. I got the clip. So it is what it is. He's built up. Beautiful.